Andrew Tucker, and welcome to Andrew Tucker World. What's going on, all my great people? What's going on, all my boxing fans? Let's go on, listen. The fight between Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr. is going to be a great fight. I repeat, it's going to be a great fight. It's not an easy fight for Devin Haney. It's not an easy fight for George Kambosos Jr. Listen, this will be a very competitive fight, a very challenging fight for both men, for both young fighters. This will be a very challenging fight. This is not an easy fight for Devin Haney. This is not an easy fight for George Kambosos Jr. For people that say that Haney's going to get in there, he's going to destroy George Kambosos Jr. He's going to make easy work of George Kambosos Jr. It's not going to happen. To be honest with you, I slightly lean towards Devin Haney winning the fight, maybe like 7-4. And, you know, if Devin Haney get in there and execute his game plan, it may be 8-4. But I can see it like 7-5, unanimous decision for Devin the Dream Haney. But George Kambosos Jr. could also win this fight as well. He could also win this fight, you know, by being slightly busier. At the same time, be accurate, be effective, but slightly more busier. George Kambosos Jr. is very awkward. One thing I like about George Kambosos Jr., he has a jab. He'll jab, double jab, triple jab, and then come back with a hook. Like, I like that. I like that double jab, triple jab, hook, double jab, hook, triple jab, hook. And then the overhand, I believe it's the overhand right. The overhand right is like, he is so slick with setting up that overhand right. And he has a solid jab. His jab is not too bad. He has hand speed. Remember, he has decent hand speed, good timing, can be very explosive. His effective aggressiveness. He's very good at fighting on the inside. He's good at fighting on the outside. But I look at the hand speed and also the timing of George Kambosos Jr. People were like, well, it's going to be an easy fight. Well, we're not making no excuses. It wasn't an easy fight for none of the other opponents. Mickey Bay, Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney is a great fighter. One thing I love about Devin Haney, he has a beautiful jab. One of the best jabs in the sport of boxing. Beautiful 1-2. Beautiful 1-2 followed with a hook. You know, beautiful left-right followed with a hook. He's good at attacking the body. Straight right leads to the body. He's good at jabbing to the head, jabbing to the body to set up the next punch. He's good at using the jab to set up the 2-punch, 3-punch combination. He's very smart, and he's a slickster. He's a slick style fighter, a good outside fighter. Also can fight on the inside, can really outpoint you and outsmart you on the inside, hit you and make you miss right there on the inside. Very good counterpuncher. So is George Kambosos Jr. George Kambosos Jr. has great timing. Devin Haney is a very good pure boxer puncher. George Kambosos Jr. is a technical brawler. He's a boxer puncher, more of the technical brawler between the two. And like I say, stylistically, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a very competitive fight. I'm sorry to tell you guys, like, listen, you know, I'm a fan of George Kambosos Jr. I'm a fan of Devin Haney. I got much love and respect for both of these young fighters. You know what I mean? Both of these young fighters are great fighters. And I got love and respect for both fighters. So I'm not here to be biased. I'm not here to favor the fighter. You know what I mean? Based on competition, based on the level of opponents they have faced, based on the opposition they have faced. All I'm gonna say is this: it's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. It's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. Stylistically, I think it's going to be a high-paced, very an entertaining, very exciting fight. Some people may feel it's going to be boring because maybe in a way it's going to be boring because the first couple of rounds is going to be a chess match. The first couple of rounds, you know what I mean? Some people feel that Devin Haney is slightly the better technician, slightly the better skilled fighter between the two. Both of these fighters, whether it may be different styles or similarities or whatever, both of these fighters are very fundamentally sound fighters. Both are skilled technicians. Devin Haney has got a little awkwardness to him as well. The same as George Kambosos Jr. He has a little awkwardness. And it can be some of those styles that can be so difficult to figure out at first, and some fighters can be so awkward. And I tell you guys all the time, styles make fights. Now Devin Haney can go in there and make it look easy. George Kambosos Jr. can go in there and overwhelm him with throwing so many punches per round and being slightly accurate and slightly effective. Some shots being avoided because Devin Haney has good head movement, good footwork, good upper body movement. Devin Haney can slip some of those shots. He can avoid. He can duck. He can roll under. He can just move his head and get out of range, get out of position. You know what I'm saying? Get in position and then get out of position. So, you know what I'm saying? All I know is that Devin Haney is very good at getting in, getting out, timing you, getting in, countering from different angles, setting traps from different angles. So fundamentally sound. You know what I'm saying? George Kambosos Jr. also can work the angles, throw combinations from different angles as well. You know, his footwork is solid. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys' footwork is solid. That's why I said it's going to be they're going to be hitting on the fly, countering on the fly, hitting on the fly, setting up combinations, getting in, getting out, lateral movement, pivoting. It's going to be a lot of that going on. Both of these guys are great fighters, man. Like, I slightly lean something that's telling me Devin Haney wins unanimous decision, but George Kambosos Jr. can win the fight. So don't look past George Kambosos. Do not look past George Kambosos Jr. Do not look past him, because it's not going to be an easy fight for Devin Haney. It's not going to be easy for George Kambosos Jr. It's going to be a great fight for on the lightweight division for undisputed. One man is going to lead that ring, the lightweight undisputed champion. Only one man. Is that Devin Haney or is that George Kambosos Jr.? We're going to find out this Sunday, or I believe this Saturday. And it's going to be a great fight, I believe. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a epic battle. Chess match, fought on the inside and the outside. And stylistically, I think in a way, it might turn into a war. It's going to be a great fight. So get ready for a great fight. Andrew Tucker World, I'm out. Much love and respect.